Hi, I'm John, and welcome to Must Rank Movies, a show where I watched a movie and now must rank it. Today, the movie I am reviewing is the new The Running Man, a movie that I thought was okay. So, right off the bat, that's 60 points. Plus 20 points for Glenn Powell being as good as I thought he was going to be as a new Hollywood action movie star guy. I specifically liked two scenes. One of him auditioning for the show. I think it was like the perfect blend of showing him doing some action stuff while showing him as a character getting all angry. And second, the scene where he played Matt Murdock. That was good. Plus 10 points each for my other two favorite performances in this movie, those being from Coleman Domingo and Michael Cera, the latter of whom I especially liked. I felt like he was probably, of all the actors in this movie, the best at threading the line between being serious and invested in like the fictitious world of the movie, while also being kind of silly and goofy with it. I feel like it was a line Michael Cera also rode very well in The Phoenician Scheme, which also came out this year, which means that 2025 is officially the year of Michael Cera. Mark down your calendars. I don't care that there's only a month and some change left in 2025. There is room on your calendar. Write it down right now. I'm going to say minus 20 points for the movie being 20 minutes too long. I'm not one of those annoying movies must be 90-minute whiners, but I do think we probably could have shaved some minutes off of the intro scene where Glenn Powell and his wife over litigated every element of their socio-economic circumstance to explain why the main character of the Running Man movie might do the Running Man. Like we know how that's gonna go, man. You're giving yourself too much work. This is 2025. It's the year where Netflix made Squid Game a fictional show about how bad it would be if there was a Squid Game reality show where people would kill each other for money, and then said, well, we've got to make that for real. And then afterwards, Mr. Beast was like, well, I got to make that for real twice. I'm going to say minus 30 points for three big things in this movie that I think were actively worse than they were in the 1987 movie that everybody makes fun of. Number one, the network as like this evil, all-knowing authoritarian regime. In this movie, they didn't really do much other than every now and then when Glenn Powell would do something, it would be like Josh Brolin sitting in his office being like, ha! As expected. Like, what? Come on, man, do something, right? In the other movie, they seemed like an actual villain, and in this movie, they were just kind of like, oh, you better watch out, or else we'll keep letting you. Number two, I didn't like the reveal of how things go for previous winners of the show. There was a pretty fun and like cool and kind of scary sequence in the original Running Man showcasing like how things went for previous winners. In this movie, there is one previous winner that they talk about barely. And I'm not going to say who the character is because it is a spoiler, but also it really doesn't matter to the movie, all things considered. And considering that, it would be the winner of the Running Man reality show in the movie, that is what the movie is named after, you would think that maybe The Running Man would matter a little bit more. Nope. Turns out no. Why make a movie called The Running Man about the Running Man TV show when instead you could just make it a hero's journey about a guy realizing that he has to initiate a journey? Isn't that exciting? And the number third biggest thing that this movie is missing that the 1987 movie had is the ice hockey guy. That's a cool-ass guy. Why isn't that guy in this one? Make him one of the hunters, huh? Get Nick Frost to play Nick Frost because he ice hockey. I don't know if you guys have that in Britain, so maybe that's why that didn't make it in. Minus 10 points for getting Edgar Wright, who I don't think is washed, but I think is very good at doing action comedies and getting him to direct this as just a pretty straightforward action movie. Like, it's not a comedy. It's not really a drama either. It's just weightless. It's just a standard by-the-books story of a guy being on a show, and every now and then someone would say something kind of cheeky, which is not the same thing as making a comedy movie. That's it. I'm going to give plus 2 points for Glenn's two cheeks. That's America's ass, just like Matt Murdock said. I'm going to say minus 15 points for this movie coming out the same year as The Long Walk, another Stephen King adaptation that is kind of the same thing, except simpler and arguably less interesting because it's just a bunch of boys walking. And this movie still got dog walked by The Long Walk entirely. That movie is, I think, significantly better than this one. How come of the two Stephen King adaptation movies about guys that gotta go long, there's only one where a guy poops himself to death and is not in the Edgar Wright action comedy that's not a comedy? How come? Plus 10 points for the Y action sequence. That was a good action sequence. I don't want to say more because it'll spoil, but that was a good one. I liked that one. Good job, Edgar. Minus 10 points for the Keeping Up with the Kardashians stand-in. I don't even think you can call it a parody because they're not really doing anything with it more beyond just having actors come in and pretend to be the Kardashians by just saying the kinds of things that they do. Like, that's it. That's it. This is a world wherein reality TV has gotten so crazy that people are watching people run around trying to not get killed and can actively participate in trying to kill them. And of this crazy world with these crazy reality TV shows, the only one you can show us is what if the Kardashians... What if? Gee, I don't know. It'd probably be like how it already is happening, Edgar, I think, if I had to guess. Minus 10 points for Katie O'Brien not getting time to cook. I was kind of disappointed with how her character got summed up and shipped out. I understood why they did that for Martin Herlihy's character, because Martin was a comic relief character. That made sense, but for Katie O'Brien, who is a good actor and who I think could be a good action star if given time to cook, how come you didn't give her time to cook? I thought that was kind of lame. In fact, let's just make it minus 15 points because I've seen people do discourse over the years about how they feel like Edgar Wright is not particularly good at writing female characters, and I don't think this movie is gonna help. I don't think he's changing minds with this one. I will give this movie plus 5 points for its message overall. It is hard to take at face value the message of like, hey, sometimes you gotta turn the TV off if the media is being controlled by the authoritarian regime, when this movie is being made by Paramount, the Skydance subsidiary or whatever the hell. But there is another message in this movie that is far more important and transcends a lot of the rest of this movie, which is that at the end of the day, the most important thing in this world is zines. This is a movie about zines, and that rules. Look at this, I got a zine right here. Zines are great. I love them. Therefore, with all the points added up, I will objectively and unbiasedly be ranking the new The Running Man movie at number 668,921st out of all movies. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and if you didn't, we're probably not gonna see each other again, so that's fine. I'm pretty okay with that. So, see ya.